Southeast.
Yes.
Well, Memorial Day, it's next Monday, and it traditionally launches the summer vacation season. And for businesses that thrive on sunshine and warmth, well, the weather is crucial.
Yes, business weather analyst Paul Walsh joins us from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. Paul, good morning to you, sir. So how big a player is weather for Memorial Day weekend?
Oh, Maria, it's huge. And it's really, the biggest impact is for the smaller businesses that support these vacation travel. So think of the Jersey Shore, for example, where if it's raining and cool on any one of those 3 days, it can have a big impact in terms of the traffic. And they can see their business drop 30%, maybe even 40% if the weather's bad enough. So it's really fraught with risk. And this is the time of year where they're very nervous and very closely watching the weather.
So what the performance on Memorial Day weekend, does that really kind of set the tone for the rest of the summer?
Yeah, it really does, because you've got three big holiday summers or holiday vacations during the summer. There's the Memorial Day, 4th of July, and then Labor Day. And if you lose one of those, or if you get slowed up in one of those, especially in the beginning, then you have to catch up for the balance of the summer. So it can really sort of put a lot of pressure on these smaller businesses for the entire summer.
All right, so we're talking long range. You already mentioned July 4th and Labor Day. How do businesses use those long range forecasts?
Well, they use the weather, and they're increasingly using it in ways that they haven't before, because we have new technologies that really uses things what we call cognitive technologies or artificial intelligence, which sounds kind of Star Trek-ish, but it's really something that's going to be mainstream soon, where they're able to understand precisely how the prediction of the weather is going to impact what their customers are going to want and need, and then be able to use that information to basically better prepare, have enough people, have the right kind of products on the shelves, etc. So it's something that seems like really super high tech, but it's really, really close, and more businesses are using these kind of technologies, and it's really changing the way businesses are thinking about and leveraging weather data and weather forecasts. And frankly, guys, this is what I do in my day job, so it's a really cool to be able to see those kind of technologies becoming more mainstream. It'll be a couple of years out before it's fully integrated, but we're looking at using those kind of data streams and intelligence now. It's pretty cool stuff.
I want to ask you about your night job, but let's talk about our recent weather here, Paul. Well, the Northeast, they literally went through a heat wave, 3 days of 90 plus, and now they're talking about much cooler weather, below average for a little while. Is that kind of going to perhaps shock some of the businesses who are hoping for the warmer weather and different things they could sell to consumers?
Yeah, Paul, that's great. That's a great point. In fact, I was on the Delaware Shore earlier this week, and the temperatures were in the 90s. The skies were clear. There were people on the beach. There were people swimming. It was fabulous Memorial Day weather, but only if we could have just moved it to the upcoming weekend. So what we're looking at as we're moving into the next week is, as you mentioned before, much cooler temperatures going into the week. And what happens then is that sort of overview, that sort of feel of it, not really a summer feel, can actually have an impact in terms of how many people actually show up. Right now, of course, fingers crossed, we don't see big storms for the holiday weekend, but it's still a little bit early yet, so there's still that risk out there of those kind of weather events happening.
All right, Paul, I'm putting you on the spot real quick. Past performance can add some added stress to the upcoming season. How has the spring been so far, weather-wise and economy-wise?
Well, that's a great point. We actually have had a bit of a cooler spring compared to last year. The weather's been very impactful for the economy because of the fact that we've had so many severe weather impacts. Of course, we've had tremendous outbreaks of tornadoes. We've had the wildfires. We actually haven't had a late blizzard that had a big impact on the economy. So overall, the spring has been very, very volatile and has been very impactful.
All right, Paul Walsh, as always, fascinating connections. Thank you.
Great information. Hey, we got your